Welcome everyone. My name is Indrani and today we are going to talk about animal communication and energy healing. What is animal communication and what is energy healing for animals? What happens in a typical session? How does it work? And some very important things you need to consider before you sign up for professional services. Let's start with the two fundamental principles. These are the building blocks to both animal communication and energy healing. The first principle, everything is energy. Matter as we know it is a manifestation of energy. When you break down matter, you get atoms, subatoms, particles, and you get energy. Our physical body is energy. Our mental thoughts, our emotions are energy. The second principle, everything is interconnected. I am a manifestation of energy. You are also made up of energy, and the space between us is energy. And therefore it follows that we are all interconnected. Are you with me so far? Okay. Then let's get into animal communication. And we start with the word communication. Studies have shown that only 7% of a human communication, a human-to-human communication, is made up of words. The remaining 93% is nonverbal. It's about your body language, your gestures, your eyes, and all of that have a meaning, and all of that is a very important part of the communication. And you are already doing this with your animal companions. You know what that slow eye blink in a cat means. You know what the position of the tail means. And there is a lot of material out there which will tell you the position of the pupils, the tail, the eye blinks, what does it all mean. And then we come to telepathic animal communication, which is what is popularly labeled as animal communication. And then we go back to the principles of energy, that everything is energy and everything is interconnected. So, in a typical animal communication session, animal communicators like me, we will get into a very quiet state of mind, free from all mental chatter, thoughts, distractions, any beliefs, judgments, and establish a very heart-to-heart connection with your animal companion. And then we listen very quietly for the information that comes in. And information comes in the form of words, feelings, images, and sometimes it's just a knowing, and we relay that back to you, and that's all there is to it. You can think of us as an energy translator, or you can think of us as an energy babblefish. And now let's talk about healing. Remember, we say that everything is energy. Now let's go back to our physics class in school. And we learned that there are waves and then there are particles. And now we are talking about energy. So we are talking about waves. And the fundamental principle, the fundamental property of a wave is that it comes with a vibration. And vibrations have a frequency to them. And if you follow this line of thought, you will soon find out that each of us, we have a very unique vibrational frequency. Or you can call it an energy fingerprint. Now, when we are in a state of health and wellness, our energy fields are in a state of perfect balance. It's like a well-tuned violin, not too tight, not too loose. And when that frequency goes out of tune, that is when we have disease. That is when we are no longer in ease, we have disease. Now, what causes the energy fields to go out of tune? It could be a physical illness. We could have had an injury or an illness. It could be something emotional. Maybe we are dealing with grief or anxiety. We could have a mental challenge with a lot of distracted thoughts, obsessive thoughts. Or sometimes it can also be a spiritual challenge like a loss of belief or a loss of faith. All of these can cause the energy field to go out of tune, out of balance. And it could also be the reverse. An energy field going out of balance can also lead to physical illness. Now here is the good news. It is not static, it keeps changing. So if the energies are changing, then we can also bring them to a state of balance. And when we bring our energy field into that state of perfect balance, that is when healing happens. And that's all there is to it. It's that simple. No one knows your animal companions better than you. And you are the one who is best positioned to take those decisions for them, to decide what is it that is best suited for them. And then there will be times when you will find that an animal communicator or an energy healing practitioner can give you that extra support you need. And you will find a lot of very powerful transformations, not just for your animal companions, but for you as well. And these are some of the common scenarios. The first one, if your animal companion is recovering from, let's say, a surgery or an accidental injury or a very acute illness, energy healing can speed up the recovery process. What may have taken weeks or months, you may see your animal companion bounce back in a matter of days. The second one, if your animal companion is struggling with a chronic condition, it could be a chronic physical challenge or it could be something emotional like chronic anxiety, ongoing energy healing support can make life a lot easier. And especially if there is a physical condition and there's a lot of medication going on, energy healing can help you mitigate the side effects of all those medicines as well. The third one, if there is an emotional distress going on, maybe there is grief because there is, maybe loss of another animal or a human, or there is anxiety, energy healing can bring relief in those times of intense emotional distress. The fourth one, sometimes you may encounter undesirable behaviors like a cat not using the litter box or a dog barking at family members, and you want to know what's going on. And this is where animal communication can help. Animal communication can help you understand the animal's point of view, the insight into what is causing this behavior. Is it a physical challenge? Is it an emotional challenge? Or maybe your dog needs training. And you will find yourself much more powerfully equipped to take those decisions. And the fifth one, energy healing and animal communication can help your animal communication go through any period of change. If you're moving houses, or if there is a new family member, maybe a new animal in your life, or if you're traveling and you're not able to take your cats and dogs along with you, then with periodic animal communication, you can actually check in and see how they are doing, and you will get to hear their point of view, and you will also be able to relay to them what's going on. And with energy healing, if there are associated anxieties involved, then you will also be able to help your animal companion deal with them. Now this is very, very important. There are some aspects of animal communication and energy healing you need to be aware of before you commit. You need to know what you're signing up for. So let's start with animal communication. Remember that you are the decision maker. An animal communicator cannot tell you whether or not you should be going for a surgery or take a decision on your behalf. The second one, most of us, we are not medical practitioners and we cannot give you a diagnosis. So if you're looking for a diagnosis, you will need to work with a medical practitioner. The third one, animal communication is not a tool for making prophecies or seeing into the future. If you're looking for answers like, my dog, is my dog coming back in another form, in another life? When, how? Then animal communication may not be the tool for you. And the fourth one, in my personal experience, I have encountered two different types of animal communicators. One who will give you very practical answers, like the litter box is near the window and your cat feels vulnerable. So if you move the litter box to a different position, your cat will not pee outside the litter box. And then there is the mystical aspect to it, where you will get answers like, there is a past life connection and your animal is here to teach you something. And I believe there is a time and place for everything. And you need to be aware of what is it that you are looking for and find that animal communicator with whom you feel a sense of connection and a sense of trust. Now let's talk about energy healing. The first point is you need to understand there is a difference between an acute condition and a chronic condition. An acute condition is something which is very time critical, and these are often very intense. And then the chronic conditions, maybe like a skin rash and you're prone to allergies. These are more long term. They have been going on for years. With acute conditions and energy healing, you're very likely to see a very fast and a prompt response. With chronic conditions, there is a need for a more long-term plan and a lot of follow-up sessions and a lot of patience. The second thing, energy healing is not the promise of an instant cure or an instant miracle. While those may happen, it is very likely that you will need to be patient and be ready to commit to additional follow-up sessions. Now the third point, energy healing does not go against nature. It goes in tune with the cycles of nature. So if you have an animal companion who's nearing the edge at the time of transition, energy healing cannot bring someone back from that stage. What I have seen is energy healing will help make the transition a more easier and a more graceful one when the time comes. And the last point, energy healing is something which is a wonderful complementary aspect which goes along hand in hand with traditional veterinary medicine and training. Energy healing is not and cannot be a substitute for proper medical care and training. I believe that every communicator and every healer needs a code of ethics. And the first and foremost point on every code of ethics is the need for permission, for consent. No communication session and no healing session can happen unless and until you, as the primary caregiver, provide your consent. And the same goes with your animals as well. If an animal has an opinion about how the session will go, then we honor and respect those choices as well. And finally, you have a very vital role to play in the wellness of your animal companions. So you will be required to show up for sessions, be actively participating, and provide accurate feedback, because it is a partnership and you play a vital role. Well, that's all I have. I hope you found this information beneficial, and I wish you a very amazing animal communication and energy healing journey ahead.